What's up everyone, Tech Mindset here. In today's video, I'm dual booting the Steam Deck with Windows. In preparation for this video, I prepared a flash drive with the Windows Media Create tool to be able to have a bootable flash drive. I also used Rufus to create a bootable flash drive for the Steam Deck OS. The first thing I'm going to do is, using the Steam Deck recovery drive, I'm going to boot to that and then open up KDE Partition Manager, and then take the largest partition, which is the storage for the games, and then I'm going to resize that partition into something smaller that I'm going to install Windows on. Once it's been resized, I can now format the empty partition into NTFS. Once that's done, I click apply, and that applies all the tweaks that I've just done. When all that's complete, now I can restart the Steam Deck and boot into the Windows flash drive. Holding volume down and then pushing the power button will get me to the boot menu where I can select the flash drive for Windows. From the boot manager, I select the USB 3 drive. And after a brief waiting period, I'm now looking at the installation screen of Windows. For whatever reason, it displays it in portrait, so we're gonna have to deal with this until Windows is fully installed. From here, I just go through the steps like normal. When it comes to the partition, I select the right partition based on the size that I selected at the beginning, and then install Windows to that. Once Windows is installed, I just go through the usual setup process until I get to the spot where it asks me for Wi-Fi. At that point, we're gonna do something a little different. If you're like me, I don't want to use a Microsoft account to install Windows, so I found this trick where pressing Shift F10 brings up the command prompt. After typing the command and then restarting the Steam Deck, I get the option to say I don't have internet to skip using a Microsoft account to set up Windows. Once I'm looking at the desktop, I can go into the display settings and display the monitor in a landscape format. That's better. From here, I'm going to pop in the USB drive that has all the Steam Deck drivers for Windows. Once that's on my desktop, I'm going to extract each driver and then start installing them one by one. With the drivers installed, I need to correct the clock, which is definitely not displaying right. After fiddling around in the settings, I finally get it to work right and it's showing the right time. The next thing I'm going to install is something called Bloaty Nosy, which will help debloat Windows. I want Windows to run as light as possible on the Steam Deck with its limited hardware. To be able to install it, I have to click More Info to reveal the Run button and then hit that, and then there we go. I'm going to leave all the options checked and then click the Fix button to begin the process. Once that's done, I restart the Steam Deck. Now that we're back on the desktop, I'm going to open up the Start menu and then start removing all these bloatware apps. The next thing I need to do is increase the page file in Windows to 11 gigabytes. I came to 11 gigabytes because of another video that I saw that explains this process, and they said that 11 gigabytes keeps the system more stable. The next setting I need to adjust is in the BIOS of the Steam Deck. So to do that, I turn off the Steam Deck and this time hold the power up button before I push the power button, and then I let go. Once I do that, I'm now looking in the BIOS screen, and then I can adjust the setting that I need to adjust here. In System Utility, I need to adjust the UMA frame buffer size to 4 gigabytes. Now back in Windows, I've already installed Steam and here it is running. And just for the fun of it, I open up Big Picture mode just to get the same interface on the Steam Deck OS. Hey, that looks similar. The next step is to install Clover, which will allow me to choose between SteamOS and Windows when the Steam Deck boots up. To do that, I'm going to go boot back into SteamOS and then go to the desktop mode. In the user settings, I need to set a password, so I go and do that here. And I have to do it twice. Once that's done, I open up Console and then start typing out commands. I'll put the commands on the screen or in the description of the video so that way you can follow along. But there's a couple commands that you need to do to be able to install Clover. At this point, a window pops up and it'll ask you what the default operating system will be if no user input is selected. I'm going to use SteamOS as the default, and then when I want to get into Windows, I have to manually select it. When that's done, it's going to finish the installation process. To see it now, I'm just going to restart the Steam Deck. I got a little chuckle out of the Rick and Morty Breaking Bad image, but there it is. On the left is SteamOS and on the right is Windows. First up, I tested SteamOS, and it booted up without any problem whatsoever. After shutting it down and then turning it back on, I select Windows. On this screen, at least I can see what operating system I'm booting into easily. For whatever reason, there's those weird lines and yep, a blue screen of death. After a quick restart, I select Windows again, and now I'm looking at my Windows desktop. So there you have it, that's how to dual boot Windows and SteamOS on a Steam Deck. If you like what you saw, please be sure to subscribe, like, and be sure to leave a comment below on future videos that you'd like to see with the Steam Deck. That's all for this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.